Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I was doing some organization in the arcade and I decided, since I have all these games out, just to do a quick video of my 3DO collection. So a long time ago I used to collect 3DO games, so we'll just go through them all, look at them, and then after that we'll end the video. So let's get started. So first up, we had Shockwave from EA, back before they used to just make Madden by itself. Another good game, Total Eclipse. Who Shot Johnny Rock? 3DO was known and had a lot of full motion video games, so there you go. Next up, FIFA via EA Sports. And to show you just how much EA has changed over the years, right? So like, they just used to give you a nice manual when you bought games, you know, warranty cards, information cards, upcoming games, your game disc. I don't think you get anything when you buy Madden or a FIFA game now. You just get the game. And these manuals that they used to give you, they were nice. I mean, detailed, everything else, you know, pretty decent stuff. So, just goes to show you how much they've changed. But there you go. Next up, Psychic Detective, another game by EA. The Lost File of Sherlock Holmes from EA. What's this one right here? This is World Cup Golf. This one has never even been opened. Then we got Pebble Beach Golf Links. All right, moving to the next pile. Flashback. I'm gonna get some cases for these boxes. This is the manual for Supreme Warrior, so the game's around here somewhere. Mad Dog McCree, yeah. It's a shooting game, so it's a light gun game. Some of these games I haven't played in so long. Shockwave 2 by EA. The kids game, what's this? It's a Bird's Life. This one's never been opened, apparently. And here we go, what's this one right here? A Mercenary? I don't remember ever playing this game, but okay. Let's go to another pile. Let's go to this pile over here. So what one's here? Robertson's Requiem. So those are all. Everything else we're going to be looking at are probably not the official boxes. So they're like manuals, but without. This one right here was a fun game. I remember playing this a lot. The Need for Speed, #1. That was a good game. Alone in the Dark 1. I remember when this came out on the PC back in the day on floppy. So, had fun on this game. Used to play that one on the, I had it on a 486. Alright, next up, Flying Nightmares. And I'm not opening these up, but just as a reference, they're all on, they're all CD-ROM games for the 3DO. For those who don't recall, they just look like this. They're just standard CD-ROM games. Syndicate. This guy always reminded me, he looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, let's move on to the next stack. All right, here we go. What do we got here? Battle Chest. Blade Force. Oh, this one actually has an insert in the back. Here's a classic, Wolfenstein 3D. Missed an unopened copy. Back in the day, Myst was like, people would lose their mind about Myst. And this is actually a Japanese copy of Myst. I think I have an English version of it too, but this one's unopened. People would lose their mind about Myst. Return Fire. Peeled. No insert in the back for this one. Another classic, Dragon's Lair. Mad Dog 2. No insert on that one. We have the sampler disc for the 3DO, unopened. It was interesting because, like, when the 3DO came, I guess it didn't have, like, a storage manager for, like, the save games and stuff like that. So you got certain discs, they would give you the storage manager and stuff like that. It's like very interesting time. Slam and Jam 95. Wow. All right, here we go. We got another 3DO game. I can't remember which one is this. It's a kids game. Or learning game for kids. But it's in Japanese. All right, let's move to the next pile. All right, so what we got here first? Phoenix 3. An insert on this one. Station Invasion. Got an insert on this one. Looks like a kid's learning game. Almost like one of those old Nickelodeon game show type games. D. I remember people talking about this game a lot back in the day. I think it came out on the PlayStation 2 as well. Alright, what do we have next? Here. Oh. This one is Supreme Warrior. So let's see here. Then we got Alone in the Dark 2. And I actually got the case over there for that one. I need to fix that case up. It's been crushed a little bit, so I need to fix that. Crash and Burn. Tank. A 3D pinball game. Interesting. I don't remember that game. Oh, here we go. Super Wing Commander. Wing Commander was the jam back in the day. This one right here, infamous. This right game for years. This game, and there was another one, led the ratings for the worst fighting game in history. There might be a few games that are worse as far as fighting games, but I'm pretty sure if you did a poll, Rise of the Robots would still be like 1 or 2 as one of the worst fighting games of all time. And if you haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube and try to find some video. You'll see. You have no fighting game that comes out right now holds a candle to being as bad as Rise of the Robots. So we've come a long way. All right, let's go to the next pile. Oops, hit the camera just now. Way of the Warrior. This was a game that was trying to compete against Mortal Kombat, so it had fatalities and stuff like that. It's just that the gameplay, the execution was not that great, but fatalities weren't that bad, but yeah. This is why you only had one version of it and no sequels. Got next. What is this? Bazooka Atone? Johnny Bazooka Tone or something like that. What is that? I don't know. Don't remember that. Oh, this one was a great game. Gex. Gex was like, I want to say he was one of like the unofficial mascots for the 3DO. If you had a 3DO, you had Gex. It was a good game. Voice acting and everything else. One of the few games that actually played well on the 3DO. Like, it was a good game. Okay. Escape from Monster Manor. Okay. Just a game. What do we got here? This is a golf tutorial game from ESPN, teaching you how to play golf on the 3DO. Okay, next up, Burning Soldier. This was a shooter, a unique shooter for the 3DO. It wasn't that bad. 3DO had a lot of unique games. This one right here, what was this? Microcosm? I think this was another shooter, but it was a little odd, but I think this was a shooter. Okay, what else was next? Dragon Lore. I think this one was an RPG for the 3DO. It's got disc 1, so I think it's 2 discs. This one right here was another odd game. I think I played it a few times. It's just an okay game. Nothing memorable about it. Okay, here we go. What's this? Lost Eden. No insert on the back of this one. Mist. So this is the English version of Mist right here. This one, no insert, but it's the same game. Like I said, Mist was a classic. Obviously ported from the PC over to the 3DO. Back in the day, people, it was like a top-rated game, Mist. So if you've never played it, it's a different type of game for this day and age, but it was a good game. Star Control 2. I think I played this a few times. It was okay. Okay, what do we have here? Guardian War. I don't remember this game. Next up, what is this? Battle Sport. No insert on this one. Okay, so this one, earlier I showed you Shockwave 2. This is Shockwave 1. No insert. We have a game that's called The San Diego Zoo Presents The Animals. Wow. Multimedia Zoo. Interesting. I don't think I've ever loaded that game up. Putt-putt. So you want to do 3 to 7 for kids. Okay. Here we go. I can't remember her name, but I do remember her being an actress on some crazy movies back in the 80s or something like that. I think this is one of those games that had a lot of hype, but once it came out, most people was like it wasn't that good, but there you go. Another 3DO game. Alright, getting to the last stack. Oh, so right here, once again, like I said, this was, I showed you Alone in the Dark 2 earlier. This is another game, Killing Time. I need to fix up the box. It's been crushed a little bit. I need to fix up just to take care of it. Killing Time, which is another, it was like a shooter. It was okay for a shooter back in the day. I mean, you're talking about something like a little bit better graphics than maybe Wolfenstein. So it was an okay game, but I had a little horror elements and stuff. Alone in the Dark 2, the sequel to Alone in the Dark 1. If you grew up, you know, in the 80s or whatever else, and you had a PC, 386, 486, whatever, chances are you had Alone in the Dark 1 and Alone in the Dark 2, classic games. Actually, one of the games that really led the pioneering of 3D models and stuff like that, believe it or not. So a pretty good game, very good game. Probably too slow for today's audience, but back in the day it was. Dennis Miller, That's New to Me. This, I think I played it once or twice. It's not so much of a game. It's more like you select topics and he tells jokes and stuff like that. It's pretty funny stuff. Just the whole way this game was set up and everything else. There's probably people watching the video right now. It's like, who is Dennis Miller? He's like, if you want to think of him like Jon Stewart before Jon Stewart. But back in the day, he was pretty popular, I guess. All right, getting to the last stack, so almost done here. Foes of Ali, boxing game from EA. Road Rash. I think this was pretty popular. It was on pretty different formats. Samurai Showdown. Not a bad port. It was okay. Obviously a port from the neo-geo. Iron Angel of Apocalypse. I don't remember this game. It could have been one of those piloting type games. I can't remember it, but there it is. Out of This World. Yep, I remember this. Similar to me, like Flashback. And this one right here, a game that I don't remember what was going on in this game. I just remember it was odd. It's like if I pull out the manual right here, let's just take a look together. Because I do not remember this at all. So you're running around with like this futuristic taxi, and they're telling you what you can and cannot do with your vehicle and people. Very interesting. I don't remember this game at all, but maybe one day I will hook up one of the tubes and try it out. I think if I call tech support, they will be able to answer my questions. Probably not for a game that came out 20 or 30 years ago, but who knows. All right, and then last but certainly not least, the absolute best game on the 3DO, if you have a game, if you have just one game on the 3DO, this is the game you want to get, you want to have. They did make the standard 3DO buttons were 6, but they did make a 6-button pad for the 3DO. And for years, if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, I should say, maybe as well, this was the best version of Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It was not even a question. It was better than the Super NES, the Genesis. This was the premier version of Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Obviously, we got new versions in the later consoles that eclipsed this one. But if you were not able to own your own arcade unit back in the day, this version right here, for a lot of people, this was the singular version to own a 3DO, is because the version of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo was very, very good. Like I said, we got new versions of this game now that maybe, depending on your point of view, have eclipsed this one. But this is a very, very, very good version of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And it was, for many years, the singular reason to own a 3DO. This game, Gex, and maybe a few others, but this was the reason you would spend out the cash, $700 or more, to get a 3DO. In this game right here, this was their killer app. All right, so that ends my tour of 3DO games. I look back in the past of games like that. Maybe one day if I get bored, I'll hook up a tube and play through some of the games just as a retrospective and stuff like that. But yeah, if you got to the end, thanks for watching. If you got any questions about anything, as always, leave a comment on the video and I will get back as soon as possible. And yeah, be safe, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.